live differently, trying to live in better harmony with nature, trying to understand the way forward. So that's the hope. But at the same time, the planet is still on a downward trajectory, nature is. So I feel this desperation to go on traveling and talking to more and more young people, because if we leave the meeting point too late, then there's no hope anymore.
Yeah.
It won't happen quickly. The world, as the poet said, won't die with a bang, but a whimper.
Because what keeps you on going? What is the thing that...
You know, I look at the children that I'm meeting all the time, like the little boy who was just here, and I think how we've harmed the planet since I was that age, and I feel a kind of desperation. And if our young people lose hope, as many are, as you yourself said, then there is no hope, because when you lose hope, you fall into apathy. And I've met young people who are depressed about the future. They're angry, and most are just apathetic. Doesn't really matter what we do, there's no point anyway. And that's why I started Roots and Shoots, to provide hope. And if you think of the symbolism, you can look from where you're sitting at a big tree. Look at it, look at your big tree, and I'll look at my big tree. And these two big trees we're looking at started with little seeds. And when those seeds began to grow, little tiny white roots and a little tiny white shoot, pick it up with your thumb and finger, so small, so weak. And yet there's a magic, I call it magic, a power, a life force within that seed that's so strong that those little roots, to reach the water, can work through brick rocks and eventually push them aside. And that little shoot, to reach the sunlight, can work through cracks in a brick wall and eventually knock it down. So the rocks and the walls are all the problems we've inflicted on the planet, we humans, environmental and social. So it's hope. Hundreds and thousands of young people around the world can break through and can make this a better world for all living things. Well, what we have to do is to spend a few minutes every day thinking about the consequences of the choices we make, what we buy, where did it come from, how many miles has it had to travel, did it involve, bad practices. If you and me made these choices, just you and me, wouldn't make any difference. The world's too big. But when you get millions and then billions of people all thinking, how can I live today to most protect the planet and the future, then you begin to move towards change. And the young people that I'm dealing with now, I mean, my hope comes from everywhere I go. There are shining eyes of children of different ages, university students, young adults, people out in their first jobs, in prisons. Every individual makes a difference every day. You make an impact on the world, and you have a choice as to what kind of impact you're going to make.